What if I told you there's a silent habit quietly destroying your drive, your focus, and your potential, and most men have no idea it's happening? This isn't just about self-control. This is about your life, your power, and your purpose. In this video, we're diving into the raw truth that no one wants to say out loud. Masturbation is costing you far more than you think. But this isn't about guilt or shame. It's about reclaiming your strength through the wisdom of the Stoics. You'll discover why this habit is keeping you weak, how it's draining your energy, and what the ancient warriors of self-mastery knew about conquering the mind and body. We're breaking it down into 6 life-changing truths, from understanding the real problem to making a mindset shift, and finally answering the call to become who you were born to be. If you've ever felt stuck, distracted, or like you're not living at your full potential, this is your moment. This isn't just a video, this is a challenge, a call to rise, to break free, and to become unshakable. Let's begin. Number 1, the problem. Why this habit is holding you back. Imagine waking up every day with a mind so sharp and a body so energized that nothing can slow you down. Imagine moving through life without the fog of distraction, without the silent drain pulling your energy and focus away. This isn't some far-off fantasy. It's the reality waiting for you once you break free from a habit that's been quietly stealing your power. Masturbation might seem harmless or even comforting, but beneath the surface, it's chipping away at your motivation, your clarity, and the person you're meant to become. There's a thief in your life, one you don't see or hear, but you feel. It's not a person or circumstance. It's a habit you've allowed to chain you. Masturbation, often cloaked in secrecy or shame, drains your vitality, weakens your discipline, and clouds your purpose. What feels like relief in the moment often leaves behind exhaustion, regret, and a shrinking sense of control over your own willpower. The ancient Stoics taught that true freedom comes from mastery over oneself. When you surrender to this habit, you surrender your power. Every time you choose fleeting pleasure over lasting strength, you build invisible walls between you and the life you want. The pleasure fades quickly, but the fog of depletion lingers, tightening like chains around your mind and spirit. Now picture a life where your energy isn't wasted chasing illusions, but laser-focused on your goals, your passions, and your growth. The energy lost in this habit could fuel your creativity, your success, your relationships, and your courage. Breaking free isn't just about quitting a behavior. It's about awakening the giant inside you who refuses to be weakened by momentary distractions. The real battle is not physical, it's mental. Your mind is the battlefield where habits are formed and broken. Stoicism urges you to watch your impulses, not act on them blindly. You have the power to say no when urges rise because you are not your impulses. You are their master. This is freedom. Governing your desires with reason and virtue instead of being ruled by them. This habit thrives on weakness, boredom, and avoidance. But what if, instead of fleeing discomfort, you faced it head-on? What if you turned that restless energy into strength, building resilience emotionally and mentally? Stoicism reminds us hardship is a gift, a chance to grow tougher. Each time you resist, you train your mind to conquer fear, temptation, and excuses. Every victory over this habit forges you like steel in fire. Each success makes you stronger, more confident, and closer to your true self. Your worth is not found in fleeting pleasures, but in your courage, your integrity, and your relentless commitment to live with purpose. Stop lying to yourself. Take your power back. Choose strength, clarity, and freedom. This is your moment to rise. Number 2, the Stoic solution. Mastering desire to regain control. Imagine standing calm and unshaken, even when temptation calls loudly. Imagine having the strength to watch your desires without being dragged into them. This is the power Stoic philosophy offers, a way to reclaim control over your impulses instead of being controlled by them. Masturbation isn't just a physical act, it's a battle of the mind, and Stoicism teaches you how to win that battle with wisdom and reason. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from mastering yourself, not your circumstances. They understood that desires are natural, but warned against letting them rule your life. When you chase every urge, you lose sight of what really matters: virtue, purpose, and inner peace. Stoicism teaches us to see desires as passing clouds, not storms we must surrender to. Picture your mind as a calm lake. Every urge is a ripple on the surface, momentary and harmless if left alone. But when you jump in to chase every ripple, the lake becomes turbulent and you lose your peace. The Stoic approach is to observe these ripples without reacting, letting them pass naturally, keeping your mind clear and steady. The great Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus wrote about the importance of reason as a guide through life's challenges. They urged us to ask, is this desire helping me become the person I want to be? Or is it pulling me away from my higher goals? By answering honestly, you create space to choose wisely rather than reacting impulsively. Imagine choosing long-term strength over short-term pleasure every single time. Imagine building a fortress of discipline around your mind, protecting your goals and values from distraction. This is not denial or punishment, it's empowerment. Stoicism is not about suppressing natural urges, but governing them with clarity and purpose. This mindset shift changes everything. Instead of feeling weak when urges come, you feel powerful because you know you have the tools to respond differently. Each time you resist, you reinforce your self-control muscles. Like any skill, this mastery grows stronger with practice, leading to a deeper, lasting freedom. So don't see your urges as enemies, but as opportunities. Opportunities to practice courage, patience, and self-mastery. The Stoic path shows you that real strength isn't about avoiding struggle, but meeting it head-on with calm and clarity. This is how you stop being a slave to fleeting desires and start becoming the master of your own life. Ask yourself right now, who do I want to be? The person who gives in to every fleeting urge, or the person who governs their desires with wisdom and purpose? This moment is your chance to choose. Every time you say no to distraction and yes to discipline, you are shaping the legacy of your character. The question isn't if you can resist, it's whether you will resist for the sake of your freedom and greatness. Number 3, reclaim your mind. Seeing urges for what they really are. What if the urges you feel aren't your enemies, but simply messages from your body and mind? Imagine pausing for a moment and stepping outside the heat of the battle, watching the urge like a cloud drifting across the sky, not something you need to chase or fight. This perspective is the key to breaking free. The Stoics remind us that it's not what happens to us that troubles us, but how we interpret it. Urges are no different. When you tell yourself, I must act on this, you give power to a fleeting feeling. But when you say, this is just a sensation, you take that power back. Suddenly, the urge loses its grip and you regain control. Here's where Stoic practice becomes powerful. Not in theory, but in action. One of the most effective tools is negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum. Before the urge consumes you, pause and imagine where it leads. See yourself after giving in, the disappointment, the energy drain, the wasted time. Now contrast that with the strength you'll feel if you resist. Visualizing the consequences makes the choice clear. You're not denying yourself. You're protecting your future self. Think back to how many times you felt overwhelmed by desire, as if it demanded immediate attention. What if instead of reacting, you simply delayed it? That's the discipline of delay, another Stoic weapon. When the urge strikes, tell yourself, not now. Then go for a walk. Do 10 push-ups. Drink water. Give it 10 minutes. The feeling often passes, and with it, the illusion of urgency. Every time you delay, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than the impulse. This is a new way to train your mind, not by fighting, but by understanding. Each urge becomes an opportunity to practice patience and strength, and when the energy is strong, don't waste it. Redirect it to purpose. Marcus Aurelius didn't fight his feelings, he funneled them into virtue. Use that surge of energy to read, to create, to exercise, to build something. Remind yourself, this energy belongs to my mission. That's Stoicism in motion. Living according to reason and purpose, not impulse. Picture yourself in a storm, but you're holding the reins of a wild horse. At first, it thrashes and pulls, but with steady hands, calm breath, and clear vision, you bring it under control. The storm doesn't disappear, but you ride through it with power. Stoic philosophy calls this ability the art of ascent, choosing which thoughts and feelings to accept and which to reject. It's like being the gatekeeper of your mind, deciding what deserves your energy and what doesn't. This shift takes you from being reactive to being deliberate. Imagine yourself growing stronger with each urge you don't surrender to. Each moment of self-control rewires your brain and builds your confidence. This isn't about perfection, but progress. About becoming the person who governs their impulses instead of being governed by them. So next time an urge arises, don't fight it or flee from it. See it clearly for what it is, a temporary sensation that doesn't define your worth or your path. With that clarity, you reclaim your mind, your power, and your life. Number 4, discipline is the doorway to power. Every man wants to be powerful, but very few are willing to walk the path that leads to it. That path isn't found in comfort. It's not paved with pleasure. It's built on discipline, daily, relentless discipline. The kind that says no when the world says yes. The kind that turns away from indulgence and turns toward purpose. The Stoics believed that discipline was not about deprivation, it was about freedom, real freedom. Not the kind that lets you do whatever you want, but the kind that frees you from being ruled by what you want. A man without discipline is a slave to his impulses. But a man with discipline, he's dangerous. He cannot be controlled by temptation, distraction, or weakness. Every time you deny yourself a short-term pleasure, you're not losing anything. You're gaining power. The same energy you used to waste in lust or escapism now becomes fuel. Fuel to build your body, fuel to sharpen your mind, fuel to pursue your mission with unwavering focus. Imagine your mind like a forge. Each act of discipline is another strike of the hammer. With enough repetition, what was once weak and scattered becomes a blade, sharp, unshakable, and ready for battle. But discipline doesn't come by accident. It comes by design. You have to create an environment that supports your strength. Remove the temptations, schedule your days, make your bed, eat with intention, train your body, control your inputs. These aren't just chores. They're declarations of war against chaos. And when it gets hard, and it will, you remind yourself, this is the price of greatness. The Stoics faced death, exile, pain, and betrayal with calm resolve. And you're telling me you can't face a momentary urge? Ask yourself this: if I can't command myself in private, how can I expect to lead in the world? That's where power begins, not in being watched, but in who you are when no one is watching. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to be committed, because discipline is not a one-time act. It's a lifestyle. It's waking up every day and choosing to live above your cravings. It's walking the harder path, not because it's easy, but because it makes you unbreakable. So stand up, lock in, master yourself. The world doesn't need another man lost in distraction. It needs a warrior of discipline, a man on fire with purpose. Number 5, the Stoic mindset shift. Control your inner world. Everything begins in the mind. Before you ever act, you believe something. You feel something. You interpret something. If you want to break a habit, change your actions. But if you want to transform your life, change your mindset. The Stoics knew this truth long before modern science confirmed it. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you believe the urge is stronger than you, it will be. But if you believe you are capable of enduring, capable of choosing, capable of rising, you will. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the Stoic mindset shift. You stop seeing your urges as problems and start seeing them as opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to prove to yourself that you are not your desires. You are their master. So how do you begin rewiring your thinking? Here are 3 Stoic-based mental habits that change everything. 1. The view from above. This Stoic exercise trains you to zoom out. When you're trapped in an urge, imagine yourself from a bird's eye view. See the room you're in, then your city, then the earth. Suddenly the urge feels small, temporary, powerless. You remember how insignificant this moment is compared to your mission. 2. Use reason to reframe. When temptation strikes, speak like a Stoic. Say, this is just a sensation, not a command. Or, I have overcome harder things. Your words reshape your beliefs, and beliefs drive action. The more you reframe, the stronger your mind becomes. Every moment becomes a mental rep, like lifting weights for your soul. 3. Daily reflection, evening journaling. Epictetus said, every night we must examine our conscience. End each day by writing, what did I do well? Where did I slip? How can I improve tomorrow? This isn't shame, it's sharpening. Over time, you become more aware of your patterns, and that awareness is power. Start asking different questions, not how do I stop, but what is this urge teaching me? Not why is this so hard, but what strength is being forged in me through this difficulty? When you see every temptation as training, every struggle as shaping your soul, you stop fearing them. You welcome them. You use them. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but comfort never made a man powerful. Every urge you resist is another moment you're becoming someone greater. The discomfort is not punishment, it's the pressure that creates the diamond. The pain is not weakness, it's the price of transformation. Picture a blacksmith hammering red-hot metal on an anvil. That's you. Every challenge, every urge, every moment of resistance is a strike shaping the weapon you are becoming. Not soft, not reactive, but forged and focused. The Stoics trained their minds daily. They practiced voluntary discomfort. They reminded themselves that suffering is temporary, but strength is eternal. You can do the same. When the urge rises, breathe, zoom out, speak truth to it. This does not control me. I do not need this. I am more than this. Every time you reframe your thinking, you reclaim your power. This is the shift, from victim to victor, from reactive to deliberate, from slave to sovereign. Number 6, the final call. Your future demands it. You've heard the truth. You've felt the pull of something greater inside you. Now the question is simple. Will you answer the call? Because make no mistake, your future self is watching. The man you could become is waiting, but he's only real if you choose to rise. This isn't just about quitting a habit. This is about stepping into your power, about honoring your potential, about living like the warrior you were meant to be. Every day you delay, you trade your destiny for dopamine. Every time you give in, you say, comfort matters more than greatness. But that's not who you are, not anymore. The Stoics didn't chase ease. They chased excellence. They embraced hardship, looked pain in the eye and said, this will make me stronger. You are made of the same fire. You have the same choice. Every time you resist, you're not just avoiding weakness, you're walking straight into strength. Ask yourself this, if I die with this habit still controlling me, will I be proud of how I lived? Let that question burn. Let it strip away the lies, the excuses, the comfort, because your time is limited, your power is real, and the world needs men who are done hiding behind screens and urges, men who choose mission over momentary pleasure. Imagine two futures. In one, you're chained, stuck, distracted, unfulfilled. In the other, you're clear-eyed, driven, powerful. One decision today could shift everything. One moment of self-mastery could ignite a lifetime of purpose. You've come too far to go back now. You know the truth. You feel the war inside you, and you're ready to win it. This is your final call. Reclaim your time. Reclaim your energy. Reclaim your legacy. Let the old version of you die here. Let discipline rise in its place, and let the world see what happens when a man chooses to become unshakable. You've heard the truth. Now it's your move. Imagine the life you could live without this habit controlling you. Every moment you resist, you build strength. Every urge you conquer, you reclaim your power. The Stoics didn't seek comfort, they sought greatness. So ask yourself, who do you want to be? A man ruled by impulse or a man led by purpose? Don't wait. Don't numb. Choose discipline, choose clarity, choose the path of mastery. If this hit home, like, share, and subscribe, and step forward into the life you were born to lead. Your future starts now.